Oklahoma. Since 1976, bringing you the best Oklahoma has to offer in fishing, hunting, and opportunities to view Oklahoma's beautiful outdoors. Funded entirely by sportsmen and women like you, Outdoor Oklahoma is brought to you by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. In the year 2001, celebrate with us 25 years of outdoor excellence on Outdoor Oklahoma.
Hi everybody, welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. Well, as you can see behind me, the lake that I'm at today, Shawnee Twin Lake, still has quite a bit of ice cover on it. You know what though? I'm going to go fishing anyway today. Hopefully I can go out here and catch a few crappie. You know, if the weather outside is frightful, well, go inside to go fishing. One of the best ways to do that is to go to one of these heated fishing docks or enclosed fishing docks. There's several of them that are open to the public around the state, and you can check the fishing regulations to get a listing of those, and we'll give you information a little later in the show for that. But speaking of crappie fishing, we had a chance not long ago to go out with one of our wildlife biologists, Russ Horton. He took his family out for a fun day of crappie fishing on Lake Thunderbird.
We're catching bigger fish than this.
Welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. This morning we're here at Lake Thunderbird. We're back in the back end of Calypso Cove here with my mom and dad. Got a bunch of kids running around with us. We're trying to see if we can't catch us a basket full of these little old stunted crappie. They're back up in the back end of this cove. They're spawning, and little old jig under one of these little old styrofoam corks. You can have a lot of fun and catch a pretty good mess of little old fish. None of them very big usually, but you put enough of them in the basket, you can get a lot of little old popcorn-sized fillets off of them and get some sure enough good eating. You can catch enough of them in here too that you can make several messes. When they're really going good, it's a real good place to bring your kids. Those kids, they can catch fish on a jig, and when they're really going good, a couple of kids can sure enough keep Dad from fishing. He'll be so busy taking fish off and untangling lines and everything else. Just have the time of your life back here. Stick your thumb in his mouth, sissy.
I've done that before. That's easy.
Put the thumb in his mouth. He's not going to go nowhere. You want to try it?
You let him go.
Oh. Let him flow, people. Here. I'll get him where you can get him. Now stick that thumb right down in his mouth.
Okay.
The thumb.
The thumb.
There you go.
Here,
You're not going to do it. There you are. There you are. Stick him in the bucket.
It still had her eggs. Did it hit? No, not yet. When is it going? I don't know. But when we caught that.
Well, you weren't kidding, were you, Russ?
No, they're still in here. I'm surprised. Tell you.
Y'all catching all of them?
Yeah, but
Oh, we're not catching all of them by a long shot. We're catching a couple here.
no!
You wouldn't believe all the big bass. They're bedding right there. You can watch them.
Right? We've been watching them all spring long. They can tell you what kind of line you're using, how many pound test it is, where you bought your lure.
They're smart.
They've seen everything that there is.
I'll guarantee you.
Daddy,
No,
this
that's
flew in the
a little
water.
bit smaller. Did it?
I won't put it in down.
Oops, sorry, I'll give you that.
I've never been much of a fisherman. I always was the one that untangled the lines for the kids and such. So I didn't do much fishing. I did mostly untangling.
So you're making up for it, huh?
Well, I guess so. We come down here last summer and I caught.
What you got there?
I got a carp.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
caught him on?
Caught him on some of that good dough bait. It's a strawberry pop, and instead of cornflakes, I used whole wheat flour and cottonseed meal. They've been a wad of them back up in that cove. Just put a gob of that out there on the bottom and left that pole out there while I was fishing for these little old crappie.
They're fun to catch, aren't they?
Oh, they fight you good. There's a lot of fight to these old fish. Great big old eyes. Oh, there's some business on my carp rod there. Let's see if he. Oh yeah, he's on there.
Well, that was a dude. Monster there. Look at him run.
He's full of some fight now.
Look at him run.
That's a pretty good sized reel, and he's a
What
putting.
is
That's a carp. Caught
Look at
him
him run.
on
Did
that-
he bite your...
No, he bit on that strawberry dough bait laying out there.
He's got a big one over there.
That
That's
was.
fight.
He's full of life now. It'll be a minute before we get him in. And he's No, I laid some of that strawberry dough bait out there on the. You got a crappie hitting there. I laid some of that strawberry dough bait out there on the bottom where we've been seeing those carp, and he finally got a hold
He's
of it.
going
Well,
all the way up the lake.
Yeah, he's headed for deeper water. That's a pretty good little old carp
Yeah,
there.
that's a big size.
See?
Look at that. Look at that. You like that fight, don't you?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Right here, Nick. Ooh, he scared those crappie up from under that rock.
I think I'll try that if I get it. You don't want him out there. And then I'll put him on the single.
Get down in here, maybe he's.
We'll waste him. I'll pick that bad boy.
See if we can get him without him getting.
yeah.
Grab his pole.
Yeah. Let him get me with that hook there. Now.
Look at it.
That's a pretty good mass fish right there. Yes, indeed it is.
Look how big that is.
There we
I ain't
go.
going that red line
You
there.
want to put him on that line?
You gonna take him out?
Yeah, I'll take him.
Huh?
I'll take him.
Oh, he like he got that pole in then.
I want to get him under that rock. There he comes.
Those are
Oh, let me get
an
him.
interesting diversion to lighten things
Bring
up
him
when
on
this
up.
crappie are going slow.
Oh, hold on, let him fight a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Okay, left him on up.
There he is. Don't let him put that hook in you.
It's a big fish.
You got one other?
Wow.
There he is.
There he is.
We got him.
They're not all that big, but there's a pretty good mess of them in there. And we've sure had a lot of fun catching them with friends and family here. Somebody wants to get in on this, come down here to Lake Thunderbird. There's a water fish just like that in this lake. Just pretty well anywhere you want to go, just waiting to be caught.
Well, folks, I'm about ready to get rigged up here. Wasn't that a fun fishing segment with Russ Horton and his family? You know, that's a great thing about crappie fishing. It doesn't take a lot of angling knowledge to go out and catch a mess of crappie, even for a group of kids. Most people here in Oklahoma use one of two kinds of baits to catch crappie. They either use live minnows or something like this small jig that I'm going to give a try here in a minute. You know, in celebration of our 25th anniversary here on Outdoor Oklahoma, let's now take a look at one of our past shows.
The Outdoor Oklahoma show you're watching comes from the 1982 archive and is one of the first of many successful turkey hunts to be documented on the show. Avid turkey hunters might recognize the hunter that David Warren is filming as a young Dick Kirby, the owner of Quaker Boy Game Calls. This was Dick's first Oklahoma gobbler, taken in Woodward County.
Well, that afternoon we did have some success. Dick managed to get this nice bird, a nice Rio Grande, and he'd killed several all around the country and thought we had some of the best hunting, better hunting around anywhere here in Oklahoma. Of course, we do have the easterns down in the southeast and eastern part of the state, and beautiful Rio Grandes out west. Nice bird.
Rich, you having any luck?
Well, Glenn, no, I haven't been here for very long, but I'm giving it a whirl. I got to get out of the house, and all this snow and ice is what made me want to go fishing.
Got cabin fever.
I've got a big dose of cabin fever. The folks joining me is Glenn Collins. Glenn, you've been out here on the Shawnee Twin Lakes for a year or two, I guess.
Yes, sir. 33 years.
33 years?
Yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment in and of itself.
Well, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's never a dull moment.
Right. Well, Glenn, we're of course fishing. It's such a pretty day. I haven't even fished inside yet, but I understand that you've sunk some brush all around this dock. And how's the fishing been out here?
Well, fishing's been pretty good. I've had quite a few people fishing here late of evening and doing real good on crappie and stuff.
Well, good.
And they catched a few saugeye late of evening.
Oh, is that right?
And,
okay.
Yeah.
What does a person have to do to be able to fish here at this dock?
Okay. A permit's required.
Right.
At $1.50 for a daily permit.
Okay.
From 14 up to 65.
Okay.
Under 14 doesn't have no charge on them, and 65 and older we don't charge those people.
Okay.
And They can buy a season permit for $12 for one person, or $15 for man and wife.
Well, that's pretty good value, and you know, hey, if somebody's got cabin fever and wants to get out, and instead of going to the movie house, they can come out here and have a good time.
You bet. You bet.
Well, this is Shawnee Lake number 1. Now, do you have another dock over at Shawnee Lake number 2?
On Lake number 2, we have an open dock over there.
Okay.
Just right at the end of the dam.
Okay.
On number 2 lake.
Well, good information. Well, Glenn, whenever I go out crappie fishing, I don't think it's a tough decision for me because I don't know which I have more fun, either catching or eating them.
Well, I like both ways. I just get a chance at them.
Right. Well, speaking of eating crappie, a few years ago we went out with Jack Odom down on Lake Arbuckle, and he was teaching one of our fisheries biologists, Jeff Boxrucker, kind of a different technique on cleaning crappie. Take a look.
Most guys that fillets fish will use electric knife. And I do too when I catch a lot of sand bass. But on crappie, this meat is so delicate, I think, that I usually use a little different method on fillet and crappie, so I can get all of the meat, because they usually cut that rib cage right on out, you know, with the electric knife. Well, the way I do it, I cut right over that and around that rib cage, and I get all that meat. And I leave the rib cage attached to the fish. And it's a little bit slower, but once you get used to it, it's not a bad process at all. And you'd be surprised how much meat is really around on that rib cage. So I just try to save as much of it as I possibly can. Now you come out of there with a whole piece of fillet, see there?
Well, it doesn't look like you have to get into the intestines either. It's a little bit cleaner method.
Don't get into the intestines whatsoever. Hey, here goes the old famous match story that you drop in your grease. When that match ignites, it's ready to start cooking fish.
The old temperature meter.
Yeah, that's the temperature gauge right there. There it went. So it looks like we're about ready to start dropping some fish in.
Well, you got a secret recipe for these fish, Jack?
Yeah, I have. Good mess of crappie, a little bit of salt, and cornmeal. Just plain old cornmeal. That's a funny looking crappie, but we're going to just call him a channel cat.
Did you pick him up while you were crappie fishing?
Got him down in the same hole that I got my crappie out of. That size of catfish makes awful good eating. So I usually try to keep them and throw all the big ones back, of course.
Yeah. Well, I've always heard that the secret to cooking good fish is to have that grease at the right temperature.
It is. I believe whenever you taste these, when you're at the table, that you won't notice any sogginess in the meat because that grease has been good and hot. It sears it over right quick and keeps the grease from getting all the way into the meat. Why don't you taste that, Jeff, and see if it's fit to eat? If it ain't, we might have to do something different.
Well, Jack, I think you can pass the test here.
That might work, huh?
Yeah, that'll work.
Well, folks, a bit of advice when you're going out crappie fishing. Slow your retrieves down if the water's very cold. And as you can imagine, it's very cold today. In fact, there's still ice on the water, so I'm retrieving this jig very, very slowly. As the water temperature warms up in the springtime, you can speed up your retrieves, speed up the action of your jigs, and catch more crappie that way. Why don't we find out what's happening in the outdoors with this week's Outdoor News Report. Folks, I've tried just about every colored jig that I've got in my box here, a dozen or so different colors. Hadn't had any luck yet, so you know what I'm going to do? Yep, you're right. I'm going to go and get me a couple dozen minnows and give that a try. You know, if you'd like to fish one of these enclosed docks like I'm fishing here today at Shawnee Twin Lakes, the best way to find out where these docks are is to pick up a copy of the 2001 Fishing Guide. These are available anywhere you might buy a hunting or fishing license, and on page 26 is a complete listing of all the enclosed docks around the state. Many of these enclosed docks are handicap accessible, and even some are heated. And what better way to beat the cabin fever on a cold winter day than go to one of these heated fishing docks and maybe have a good chance of catching a few crappie. I want to thank you all for watching today's show. Join us here each and every week on Outdoor Oklahoma.